What is up, guys? Stark here. I am back for day 7 of the 25 Days of Fate, and in today's video I'm going to do my top servant wish list for 2021. Now this isn't a list of the best servants for next year. This isn't really anything other than the list of my personal wants, and as usual I will do one servant for each class. Well, extra will be all jumbled together. One old servant, one new servant that I want to get in 2021. So for Sabers, we're going to start with Sabers and just go through the list. For Sabers, the old servant that I do want is going to be Mordred. I want her because she's a pretty decent character overall, but the main reason why I want her is just because of her voice actress being Miyuki Sawashiro, and I'm pretty sure that Mordred is the only character who is voiced by her that I don't have yet, so I definitely want to go ahead and try and get her. As for the new Saber that's going to be coming out this year that I want the most is going to be Saber Astolfo. So I have pulled for them on Japan, did manage to get them, so I am looking forward to being able to repeat that success for the NA version of the game. I believe Astolfo comes out pretty late in the year though. I think in December or November, so it's going to be a while before then, but hopefully whenever that time comes I will be able to pull for them and get Saber Astolfo. For the archer class, there wasn't really many archers that I didn't have, and this is just strictly limited to 5-star characters, by the way. So there are other 4-star characters and stuff that I would prefer, but this is just going to be for 5-star characters. But for archers, the old archers that are already out, there wasn't too many to pick from, so I did go and I did go with James Moriarty. Honestly, because of the release of Doman, who has an evil ally buff to his skill set, that made me think of Moriarty, who has the same thing, and I think it would be a cool team composition to use the two of them together. And I don't have him, so I know Doman won't be coming out for 2 years on NA, but might as well go ahead and get the other half of that puzzle right now and worry about Doman later on. As for the new archer coming out that I want to get my hands on the most is going to be Super Orion, who is going to be an absolute beast. Cannot wait to get my hands on him. Unfortunately, he is one of the last servants that will be coming out in 2021. Yeah, 2021. But it'll be worth the wait for him for sure. Next up for Lancers, I have Brynhild. So I've been trying very hard to get her. I honestly don't even know if she comes out in 2021. I haven't finished the banner list yet for the entirety of the year. I guess technically all the servants come out because of guaranteed SSRs, so maybe I get lucky and pull her on one of those. That would be best case scenario. As for new Lancers, there's not actually a new 5-star Lancer that comes out in 2021, so I'm going to be a little cheeky here and cheat and say Bradamante for the new Lancer. Technically she's not out yet as of this recording, so I'm going to go ahead and throw her onto the list because she's not out yet and I don't have her. She is a servant that will come out at the end of this month or in the middle of this month, but either way she's not out yet, so I think it qualifies. And again, there's no 5-star Lancers coming out this year as far as I'm aware. But yeah, she's a pretty decent character, but she's also not a limited time character. She's not story locked, so you can get her pretty much at all times, so it's not really something you have to worry about going out of your way for. But these are, I believe, the only 2 5-star Lancers that I won't have, so it's a pretty defaulted list right there. Next up for Riders, for the old Rider, I'm going to go with Drake. Drake is another one of those characters that I have been trying to get my hands on for quite some time. Much like with Gilgamesh and Jack and Skahak going into 2020, those were some of my most sought after servants. I managed to get them, so now Drake is left as one of my most sought after servants since pretty much the beginning of the game. She's a very good AoE Rider, and I really want to go ahead and pick her up. As for the new Rider that's coming out, I'm going to want the 5-star Rider Leonardo da Vinci, who's going to be the anniversary unit character. The more I play the story, the more I like Da Vinci as a character, and the more I want to go ahead and pick her up. So when that anniversary rolls around, I know I'm going to be rolling for characters anyway, so might as well go ahead and try and get Da Vinci at that point in time. For casters, for one that's already out, I have Anastasia. So she is one of, if not the only 5-star caster that I don't have. So once again, this is kind of defaulted to her, but she is a character that I did pull for when she came out, and she's a character that I do want to get. She's not limited either, so eventually I will manage to roll her, so I'm going to take my time with it. So she's definitely towards the lower end of my list, but she does fill that void there for the casters. And then for the new casters coming out, I'm going to go for Murasaki. Honestly, I don't know too much about Murasaki, but I do think she's a pretty cool character as far as design-wise goes. And she comes around as the Valentine Day unit banner for next year. And that's always a pretty popular banner, has a lot of really good characters on it. So she's definitely something that I do want to go ahead and pull for. But on my list, she is the only character that I have not actually used yet, nor do I actually know what she does. I just think she's a cool character, and you know, she does fill the void for that 5-star caster that's coming out next year. As for assassins, the one that's already out is going to be Shoot and Doji. So I am a pretty big fan of like gimmick teams like Poison and Curse and Burn, and she is a pretty big staple into the Poison teams. So I do want to get her so I can level her up and try and mess around with some Poison teams and see, you know, if we can make them work pretty effectively. And then for the new assassin, I'm going to go for Kama. She is a very good assassin, and she comes out with a really cool event, and she's just a really good character overall, honestly. So I definitely cannot wait to get my hands on Kama. As for Berserkers go, this was kind of a last minute change because of the release of Lost Belt 5.5, but I definitely want to get my hands on Kintoki so I can get his Caesar costume whenever we get Lost Belt 5.5 in NA. I know it's going to be a long way off, but I'd like to get him taken care of before then so I can level him up and have him ready to go when the time comes. And then for the new Berserker coming out that I want the most, this is going to be Arjuna Alter, and I think he's probably the number one for my most sought after servant. I'll probably make a separate video like ranking the new servants coming out in 2021, but I think Arjuna is probably going to be near the top, if not the top of that list. Arjuna Alter is a fantastic character, and he is so much better than his regular version. I don't really think I've ever used the normal Arjuna outside of like maybe the story where like you have to use him, if that was even a thing. I'm not sure. I don't like the regular Arjuna, but Arjuna Alter is absolutely insane. In my opinion, he's one of the best characters in the game, especially for farming and like getting through the story. Single-handedly, I use double Arjuna Alter to just get through all of like the story in Japan up to Lost Belt 4, which is where I'm currently at right now, just by using like Waver and double Arjuna Alter. So, you know, this character is really good. Cannot wait to get my hands on him. He's definitely one of those characters that I'm gonna just throw everything I have and make sure I get him. And then for the extra class, you guys probably have a little bit of an indication because you guys can see the card backs to see which characters they are. But for ones that are already out is going to be Melt. She is a character that I have missed quite a few times, and hopefully this will be like the third time's the charm type of situation where I'll finally be able to get her. She gets another buff. I don't know if we'll get it next year or the year after, but she does get another buff to make her even stronger. So I'm definitely looking forward to getting her and maxing her out and, you know, getting all the buffs for her. And then for the new character that's coming out is going to be the Avenger Space Ishtar. This really goes without saying. It's Ishtar, so I want her because Rin. So that's reason enough for me, and that's all I'm really going to say about that. But she is a really good character in my opinion regardless. But Rin is the reason why I want her that badly. So yeah, guys, that's my list for my most wanted servants in 2021. Let me know in the comments down below what servants you guys are looking forward to getting the most going forward into the next year. And, you know, I'm really curious to see which servants you guys are really trying to go after. So, you know, maybe you guys can follow the same format and just post it in the comments down below. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. But for now, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I do have the links below to my Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, and Discord, so feel free to check those out, as well as the video for the 25 Days of Fate Christmas giveaway. Definitely make sure you check that out so you get all the details for the giveaway, and I don't want anyone to miss out on a potential opportunity to win that $100 gift card. So make sure you check that out, and all the other videos for the 25 Days of Fate as well. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.